Hi folks, and welcome to the third video in my neurodivergence series. We'll be talking about autism, or ASD, today, so let's get to it. Who am I? My name is Katie, my pronouns are they, them, I'm a student therapist, and I'm neurodivergent myself. What are we going to cover in this presentation? To keep it short, I've broken material into shorter videos to make them easier to watch. This video will be covering the DSM criteria for autism and the hallmarks of autism. There are two main areas the DSM uses to diagnose autism: social cues and routine/repetition. Some of the areas under social cues include inability to read or make neurotypical social cues and issues with keeping relationships as a result. Routine and repetition include things such as stimming, need for routine, special interests, or certain sensory sensitivities or insensitivities. On to some of the hallmarks of autism. One of the areas in the DSM is social cues, and while much of the research focuses on an autistic person's inability to be quote-unquote socially accurate, some studies have found that overall there is an ability to read facial expressions pretty accurately in neurotypical people. However, there is a consistent inability in both neurodivergent and neurotypical people to read autistic facial expressions. And this study in particular thinks that this is because autistic people emote in different ways than neurotypical people, and are less likely to emote in the first place. This study especially thinks that the burden is equally on neurotypical people to learn and understand autistic facial expressions, as autistic people are forced to learn neurotypical expressions. Another hallmark is routine and atypical sensory sensitivities. Many people who are autistic create routines of some kind to reduce uncertainty in a space. This may look like taking the exact same route to work every day and say that route gets blocked by construction and a different route has to be taken. Someone who is autistic may feel a lot of stress and anxiety in having to take a new route. Some are more versatile than others, and some autistic people may feel anxiety, but may rely on Google Maps or a similar application in order to adjust. People who are autistic may be hyper or hyposensitive to certain sights, smells, sounds, etc. A common one I've heard is the sound of styrofoam against cardboard, or the feeling of microfiber cloth. Being hypersensitive to a lot of things can also cause overstimulation for the autistic person, and may lead to what most people call meltdowns, quote unquote. They have reached their limit and need a chance to recharge, because so many things are more intense for them. Special interests are also talked about a lot in terms of autistic people. These traits can be seen in some autistic coded characters, such as Newt Scamander, who has a special interest in magical beasts, and Dr. Temperance Brennan, who is a whiz at forensic anthropology, particularly bones. These topics are things that autistic people enjoy learning about and specializing in because it's satisfying to gain new knowledge and makes them genuinely happy. They don't learn about it because they have to, but because they really want to. Finally, we come to stimming, which is often seen as repetitive physical movements or vocalizations. Stimming is a response to overstimulation, meant as a way to calm them down so they can continue to function. Autistic people report that neurotypical people around them are uncomfortable with stimming, and there are even some therapies that aim to suppress stimming in some way. However, this doesn't mean that autistic people need to stop stimming. This is their way of self-soothing and reducing the impact of all the things they are aware of all the time. Here are the references I used for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.